Hello and welcome back to Exploring Sussex, and today we're over near Brighton at Stanmer Park. This is Stanmer House, and I've started my walk up on the South Downs over there. Had a little wander through the woodland. You can have a quick look what's in Stanmer Park. Brief overview is that it is parkland owned by Brighton Hove Council. There's downland walks, there's a church, there's a donkey wheel, there's a walled garden and plenty of places to eat around. So come with me and we'll have a look around and see what there is to enjoy in Stanmer Park. So I just parked up on the top there by the side of the road, come through these gates and we're headed down in that direction. Stanmer Park is just down in this coombe. Some stunning views from up here, because this is the road that takes you to Ditchling Beacon and over down to Ditchling, but it's separated by all of these trees, so you can't really see eastbound. But for this hilltop, spectacular. We've got Fell Beacon over there in the distance, and all of these wonderful rolling hills that you can see possibly from the A27, but tend to be blocked out by being much lower in the valley. So really wonderful perspective, and I'm glad I've started my walk out up here. So we've crossed across this field, headed into the woodland. So it's lovely to see the woods at this time of year, all the changing colours. So I'm filming this at the start of October. I'm just starting to see the yellows come through. Just drawing my attention. Wow, two amazing old trees here. Looks like beech, yeah. Amazing old beech. Another one over there. So we do find them a lot on the top of the downs. Not the oldest I've seen, but two beautiful trees. I'm expecting to find more wonderful examples like that as we continue our walk. Don't know whether the camera's going to pick up on this, but we're just moments away from Brighton here and suddenly immersed into this wonderful forest walk surrounded by birdsong. These giant beeches. Slightly disturbed by the A27 and the nearby Ditchling Road, but what a magical little walk. Right, so it brings us out on a road. It says it's 5 miles going that way. I didn't say where to. And we have got some more signs here. So our options are the water catcher, Stanmer Village and tea rooms, the upper lodges, which is basically just a car park, lower lodges, One Garden Brighton, the Wall Garden, and Stanmer Wellbeing Gardens. What we'll probably do, well, what I'm going to do is we're going to go this way and then we'll come back up that way. So that is the plan. We're going to head off in this direction. One of the beautiful things about beech trees, which these are, is just how translucent their leaves are. Quite magnificent, especially in autumn when you've got the changing colours and the low level of lights. But just impressed by these monsters. I mean, the size of this one, not particularly wide but hugely tall. Definite wonderful place to come for a walk. And look at the root ball system clinging onto the side of the downs. Some fungus down there in the root ball, and if we look up we can just start to see the oranging or yellowing of the leaves. Evidence children have been playing up here. Coming up on another marker. Still saying 5 miles that way. Okay. Probably can get a map that references all of this, but not being starting my walk out in the park, it's lost on me. So yeah, upper lodges, lower lodges, Stanmer village, Stanmer house. So this is one of the many car parks, and the reason I haven't parked in here is that they have monetised all of the car parks, even these basically just gravel parks. There's no facilities here, no bins, nothing. It's just a monetisation process. Fair enough down in the park itself, but these are way up on the downs, so they always have been, and even Stanmer Park always used to be free to park in. But, sad, isn't it? Seems like Brighton Council have a war on the motorist. So come down this pathway, really opens up down here, so we can head off in that direction to sort of run along the side of the valley, but we're going to head down into Stanmer House. First stop. Have a look round there. I believe, not very well signposted is it down here? Guessing it's that direction. It looks like there's some kind of forest school that goes on here. There's a tent in the middle of this, so I'm guessing this is a forest school. No access. It'd be fascinating to have a look around in there, but maybe some of the people that are locals that know about this space can update us in the comments what this is used for. Lovely to see all of these yew trees around, and they've been dotted all the way down this pathway, mixing in with the beeches, but didn't even know there were any yew trees in Stanmer Park, to be honest. Probably just all tucked at the back here. But, I just saw this little pathway through. I think we'll explore through here. It's like the wall that's fallen down. Oh wow, look, apple trees. An orchard. I'm guessing they're probably a little bit overripe. Wonder if we can find one within arm's reach. A few on the floor, but they're all going to be maggoty, aren't they? Even on the tree, they're not looking that great. Might be able to get that one. See if we can knock it down. There we go. That's the way to do it. Went for round 2 and got this beauty down. Let's just give it a bite and see what it tastes like. That is absolutely delicious. Absolutely delicious. Just had Storm Amy, and I'm not sure whether it was that storm that brought it down, but it brought down this apple tree. And this one looks like it's going the same, but it does give us easy pickings to access the lower hanging fruit. So little wins, lots of a crop on the floor. Sad that no one else is picking up and taking any of these fruits home. Wow, we've got to the end of what looks to be the outside of the walled garden, and here we go, a bit of information here about this is the orchards of Stanmer Park. It says that these were planted in the early 1950s, and it contains these varieties here: Yorkshire Green, Newton Wonder, Laxton's Fortune, Bramley Seedling, Norfolk Beefing, and Laxton's Aperture. I think we've probably got a Laxton's Fortune that I'm chewing on. Also a little map of where we are. So I'm guessing we're probably, we're going to be here, aren't we? So we're going to head down to Stanmer House. What we see here is parts of Sussex Pass. These glass houses were everywhere in Sussex at a time, probably the Victorian time. Obviously means that you can, it is all locked. You can grow unusual species. I mean, that's possibly a banana plant. Got palms in there. Unfortunately, it does look like it's just been left to run amok. No use. Even got panes of glass out, which is not going to help the plants inside grow. Sad to see, isn't it? Like I said, Sussex was covered by these because of its temperate climate. It was a very good place to grow plants. Pathway in there as well, so a little bit of work, and this could be turned into a real highlight for people visiting Stanmer Park. On the other side of it, they just use it for signage. Strange, isn't it? That the Palm House information board here. It says the Palm House is currently closed to the public as it requires restoration work to ensure it's safe for visitors to enjoy. We are looking for community support and the funds to raise to reheat and reglaze the Palm House and restore it to its former glory. The Palm House near the gates of One Garden, Brighton, is one of only 3 remaining of its kind in England. They were built in the 1950s for local councils and were originally heated. The walled garden during this time was a nursery for Brighton Hove Council and a space to grow plants for city parks. Some great colours on this tree, isn't it? Let's have a look around One Garden. So what do we get to see here? Various different gardens: Canada Garden, Contemplation Garden, Medicinal Garden, Hot and Dry Garden, Rain Garden, Pollination Garden, Scented Walk, Rose Garden and Trained Fruit. Right, let's have a little bit of an explore. So right in the centre here, found this area called One Market. And basically you can buy plants here, simple as that. But they've also got a little eatery. Doesn't say when it's open, but does say it's food from independent sellers in there. Give you a little peek in there. So it'd be interesting to come back on a day that's open. Got the restaurant across there as well. But yeah, if you need an excuse to come here, then maybe you just need to buy a hanging basket. Oh, lovely to see some colours still. It's late in the season. So the looks like this is the trained fruit over here. They mentioned. Guessing these are apples or plums. Over to my right we've got the One Kitchen. Looks relatively new and quite nice inside, to be honest. Haven't ate there and possibly won't eat there today, but may come back and do a future video, maybe for TikTok, on that. So this walled garden dates back to 1722. The Pelham family bought this area which was previously Saxon manor. So this is an apple tree. Lots of apples still on it. Look fantastic, don't they? Another one there with some rosy apples on. Yeah, 1713 they bought this Saxon manor. Built the house in 1722, and it's traditional at the time to have a walled garden. Flint on the outside, brick on the inside, designed to protect the plants, to be able to grow plants better, stronger, for longer. In later years, the Stanmer estate was used by the Canadian Army during World War II. There's a tank regiment here that were practicing firing and billeting. Now owned by Brighton Hove Council. Fantastic little place to come out, probably just for a cup of coffee and a croissant. Probably just a great place to come on a Sunday. This little walled garden area. Places to sit and reflect. Maybe have a chat with friends. Very peaceful, and it's hidden away in this coombe, so shielded from all the wind as well. This looks like an interesting place, doesn't it? Urban forage. Unfortunately, I've come on a day when they're not open, so open 11 to 4 Wednesday to Sunday. Being a Monday it's closed, but all kinds of bric-a-brac in here. Some of these amazing cutlery. Look with your eyes, not with your hands. Anyway, maybe come back and do a future video here, just have a good explore. So the main car park is behind the walled garden. If you did want to park here, these are the costs to park here, and you do have to have this pay by phone app. It's used all across Brighton, so if you're coming from the Brighton area, you're probably familiar with that. Great thing about being close to Brighton is that if you wanted to catch a bus to Stanmer Park, they're frequent. This one's come from the old steam, so right in the centre of Brighton. One of the things you can do is come and have tea and coffee in Stanmer House. Unfortunately today it's closed. No explanation why there's no opening hours on the door. As you can see inside, it's all period correct, so wonderful to experience that. It's free to go in, and there's a cafe and tea room down there. This is Stanmer Church, built in 1838 and is a Grade 2 listed building. Churches have been here before that, and this area dates back to, or records date back to 765. This one was built by the Pelham family who owned Stanmer House, but some of these yew trees probably date back to the original churches. These two are absolutely spectacular, just because they're almost like a Christmas tree, and at this time of year lit up by the red berries you see on their branches. Fantastic. But the older ones over here, yew trees can grow for a long time, and this one is a real old one, isn't it? Mentioned it before in other videos, but yew trees are poisonous. The berries, you can eat the flesh of them, not the pip. Wouldn't recommend it, because if some of that pip gets into the flesh it could be poisonous, but the leaves, the bark, it's all poisonous. But always spectacular to see a yew tree, because all the different colours that you get on the woods. So this one, it's got the whites the greens, the reds, another one over here. Again, quite a large yew, and probably a similar age to the other one. This one's a little bit more intact, isn't it? Still got some fascinating shapes in it. If trees were art, then the yew tree would be the artiest of all trees. And reason that they are so difficult to age, yew trees, is because, as you can see, the centre disappears from them. The other thing just to show you here is the pond at Stanmer, just located behind the church. The yew tree over the top of it. Next stop is the donkey wheel. You might see these dotted around Stanmer Park. Interesting bit of technology. So simply turn that to the message that you want to hear, and then turn the wheel.
To live on the premises, as it were.
Once it's got sufficient charge from that wheel, the message will play.
And others down the village were what they called tied to their job, and we also offered the top.
Another interesting thing in Stanmer Park is the donkey wheel. And so the donkey wheel was used basically to extract water from a well. So they build this over the top, and the well will be sunk underneath. Don't think we're going to be able to see inside. Doesn't again say when the wheel is open to have a look at, but down here there is a signpost telling you a little bit about the donkey wheel and well house. So little history line here, and inside there you can see, so basically it is a wheel, and it's called a donkey wheel because donkeys could walk on it, but it wasn't just donkeys that would walk on it. You'd also get labour hands go on and do that, but basically as the wheel would turn round, it will pull the bucket out of the well. Don't see many of them in use these days, or this one isn't in use but still well preserved, but maybe just check on Stanmer's website if you did want to actually physically see the donkey wheel and when it's open. As I said before, some fantastic colours on all of the trees in Stanmer Park, but this one deserves an award for being the brightest one of them all. Almost looks like the tree is on fire. So this is the south facing gardens. Looks like there was a ornamental water feature. There is a children's play area if you are bringing your children here. Yeah, looks like there was a fountain around here, no longer in use, but yeah, so the cafe inside, you can come and sit out on the terrace, feel like Lord of the Manor if you're coming here. So amazing trees to see. I think these might be Japanese pine. I don't know, let me know in the comments what you think these tree types are. There are walks outside of the house that go up onto the hills, so a great place to burn off some energy. So lastly, we're going to head into Stanmer Village, one of the farm properties over here, traditional flint and brick, and these look like the old barns, don't they, for the farm. There's lots of tea rooms down here, and this will take us back up onto the hills to complete the loop, getting back to the car. I've got stables here and a horse, and looking in the side of this building, almost looks like there's a dove house there as well. fruit factory is open. Charity project making apple juice, cider, vinegar and preserves. Let's have a quick look. There's apple juice. What is it? £3.95 for the apple juice, or 3 for £11. Apple and pear, apple and plum. And over here we've got the tea rooms. Looking like they're doing a very good turn of business today. The main village itself is just down further along. Aren't these charming, these old cottages? Looks like an old press that they've got in the front yard. That one is sold, so people are moving into Stanmer village. And very tranquil place to live, I would imagine, but you are the centre of attention of lots of Brighton, aren't you? It's going to not be the most peaceful in some ways of lifestyle. Another one sold over there, so they are coming up for sale and changing hands, which is nice to see. Quaint little cottages, small windows, small doors. And I think this is the sign that takes us back up onto the hills where the car is parked. Ah yeah, it's headed in the right direction. So it says on the sign that the water catcher is in this direction. Well, it's not entirely obvious, but this is the water catcher. So in principle what this is a basically a flat bit of concrete by the looks of things, and water would rain down onto this surface and then run down here and collect down in this trough essentially, and then be piped down to Stanmer House. So basically trying to give the house water supply other than through wells. So it's not in the best of conditions, to be honest. It just looks like when you sort of come through the trees and hit this area, it just looks like well, what it is some concrete, maybe the foundations of an old building. And there is a sign here showing you about it, and it shows the bit down there, but where you're standing here it's not entirely obvious. You do have to have a real explore to find out where the actual trough system is. Great views over the woods behind Stanmer Park. Loving some of the oranges and yellows on the trees at this time of year. Hopefully you've enjoyed this short video at Stanmer Park. I've enjoyed exploring it. If you'd like me to do more content about Stanmer or the surrounding area, please let me know in the comment section. If you could like the video, it will help share that with other people on YouTube. And if you're not already subscribed, consider subscribing to the channel. I'm also on TikTok as well. Thank you very much for watching.